Greetings, salutations, and welcome to Kingy's Toy Box. And once again, disclaimer, not really a toy. But we did a little video for issue 1 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer. And I decided to subscribe because, you know, I fall for these marketing things. It's not necessarily a long-term subscription. We're going to see how it goes. But I thought a £5 for issue 2 and 3, which have both turned up today, would be a pretty decent investment. So the jury's still out on whether it's going to be worth the cover price, which is going to be $8.99 a week going forward. But we're going to see what issue 2 and 3 are like. The content of issue 1 was really good. I read through it all after we did the last video. We're thinking of starting up like an online thing where we were going to actually play through the scenarios, the one-shots and everything. So what I want to see is, does this work as like a proper introduction? Is there enough in each issue to keep you coming back and everything like that? Is it going to get to the stage where you just think, sod it, I'm just going to buy the player's handbook and have done with? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping there's enough here to keep it interesting so it doesn't overwhelm you, but there's enough to keep you enthralled with it, that it introduces enough mechanics as it goes along that you feel like you're getting a bit more out of every issue. But we'll find out. So we got issue 2 and 3, but we also got our first of our special gifts, which is the D&D dice tray. We'll get it open, we'll have a proper look at it, and we'll see what we think. I've never had one of these dice trays before. You'd think I would have done. Sort of thing I would buy. Ooh, it's a little bit creased there. That's probably post, people. Not that I'm disparaging Royal Mail, but you know, I'll give the Hachette the benefit of the doubt for not sending it like that. So we do that. You see these at a lot of conventions and stuff like that, I think, because it's a nice, easy thing to whack your logo on and sell. So there we go. So that works pretty nice. Logo's nice. There's a nice finish on it. Pretty sturdy. Only thing is, I'd have done this in black and red, you know, so it looks like the proper D&D logo. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you like blue. But yeah, I'd have done it black and red. But I suspect that's probably Wizards of the Coast going, don't do it black and red. Don't be giving that away for free. If people like it, they might buy a proper official one off us. Might be wrong. Okay, so issue 2 then. Okay, so we've got a few freebies. We've got our dice. We'll roll them a bit later. We rolled a natural 20 last time, so let's see if these are any good. And we've also got a map, which we'll have a proper look at a little bit later as well. So issue 2. New and exclusive adventure, spellcasting explained, play a rogue, how to gain advantage and inspiration, welcome to the Forgotten Realms. And we got as before. I mean, that's just lovely artwork. You could just keep that just for the artwork. Contents, well, we won't read the contents because we'll go through it. So this is Sage Advice, which was our part 1. Ooh, that's a little bit bent as well. Royal Mail, lot to answer for this week. Advantage, disadvantage, and inspiration. So that's giving us a little bit more game mechanics there. Ooh, the rule of cool. Resting and hit dice. Spellcasting explained. So instead of giving us a little book this time, like they did with combat, we're actually getting it full on in the magazine. So we've got 2 pages of spellcasting explained. Oh, another one. Carrying straight on. Concentration. Okay, and then we get on to our bits about species. So this is Character Creation B, Species 1. Humans. mean, you can play as a human in D&D. A little bit boring. Famous humans. So we are getting a bit from the lore, so that's pretty cool. So I know next to nothing about the Forgotten Realm lore. A rogue. I usually play as a rogue. I like a rogue. You like your bows and arrows and stuff, don't you? So, Tiefling Rogue, that was my first character. Atone, he was called. He had a big backstory and everything, but we never got round to it. So there we go. Rogues in battle. Rogue features, first level. Oh, okay. So we're getting the stuff you get usually in the old player's handbook here. Telling us what his weapons are. And then we've got a bit more on the lore. So the Forgotten Realms, we got the location was our starting location last time we got a bit about. But this issue, we're actually getting the Forgotten Realms. So I'm looking forward to reading that. So again, I don't know a right lot about it. Telling you a bit about what creatures you might bump into. And here we are. Here's our encounter. I imagine this is the bit most people will be interested in. So don't zoom in and read it if you don't want the Dungeon Master stuff. Players can use the pre-generated character sheets that came with issue 1, or they can create their own. It says this takes between 1 and 2 hours, so it'd be great as a one-shot thing there. So we've got plenty on how you begin your encounter. The encounter in the last one, pretty cool. It would have involved a lot of storytelling on the part of the Dungeon Master to really make it interesting. It's basically you went to a farmhouse, there were some rats, you kill them. So it would have involved a lot on the storytelling side to make it really interesting. But, you know, if you're into sort of like the theatre of the mind and everything, that would have been not bad at all. And there you go, we got plenty there. Oh, looks like there's a mimic in this one. Sorry, spoilers. Oh, it's a juvenile mimic, though, so it might not be too bad. It's got +3 strength, though. Ooh. And then there's this cool thing. Ah, right, so that's a map that you're actually given. So that'd be pretty cool. You could do that, photocopy that, give it as a handout. So that's what we get in issue 2. How many pages do we get, actually? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So about as much as you'd get in a regular comic book. Don't know how much they are these days. I mean, they were about like £2.50, £3 when I used to get comics regularly. Imagine they're probably more now. So that's comparable. Issue 3, and we got us freebies there, which are our little standees. No map in this one. We'll have a look at them in a minute. Okay, so issue 3. And I don't believe this is out in the stores yet, so subscribers have got this early. A guide to D&D conditions, maximise your skills, take on the Red Wizard. Okay, conditions, part 1, overview 6A. We're starting to get into his little sub-letter things now, so, ooh. Again, I mean, just lovely, lovely artwork. The paper's really good quality as well, that's worth saying. Nice, glossy. Tells us about condition effects. Then we've got our first introduction to skills and proficiencies. These are mentioned a lot in back in that first issue. Your pre-generated character sheets have got them all filled in, so you don't really need to know what they are. But now we're sort of filling in some of the blanks, so it seems like what we're doing is hitting you with quite a bit in issue 1, enough to get you going if you just accept that your character sheet's filled in right. And now we're kind of filling it out, going back to it and filling it in so you know what's what with it. Skills explained, so it gives you these examples of when you might use each individual skill. So history, ability to recall lore about historical events, legendary people, ancient kingdoms, past disputes, recent wars and lost civilizations. So to my mind, that's like when you get told you've gone into this dungeon, there's like a weird mural on the wall, and if your character's someone, let's say, who you've given them a bit of background that they used to be an adventurer, you might go, oh, I might recall this mural from somewhere. And that's the cool thing about D&D, like you don't have to have all this stuff built into your character. If you have something that could hint at it, you can say to the dungeon master, I might remember that, and then it comes down to a dice roll whether you do or you do not. So I'm sorry to anyone who's more familiar with the game. I know I'm just saying obvious things there, but yeah, I'm just like to give my take on it. And there we go, it goes on the rest of them. Changing a skill. Ooh, a player can talk to the DM member, replacing that skill proficiency with another. Oh, now we got elves. So we did humans last issue. Now we've got a bit about elves. Oh, and halflings. Getting a bit Lord of the Rings, aren't we? Why would a halfling be wearing boots? Don't need boots. You got them toughened feet. Obviously, because they are not the same as hobbits for copyright reasons. Positively loyal. Totally not Sam Gamgee for copyright reasons. And then a wizard. And then much as we did with rogue, we're doing what do you get on your wizard first level. And then law this time, is all about the red wizards. So if you've watched the recent D&D Honor Among Thieves film, that's just occurred to me, actually. They picked bad words there, didn't they, for the Anglo-American relations. Honor spelt wrong, among spelt wrong, depending on which poster you're looking at and where you are. Anyway, find out all about the red wizards. Oh, and then we've got Tower of Iron Will as our encounter. Again, it says it takes 1 to 2 hours. New locations. We've got an observatory. We've got more monsters. Ooh, we got a scary monster on the back. So no handout with that one this time. But again, looking pretty solid. I will have a read through of them after I've recorded and maybe talk about it if I do a follow-up for issues 4 and 5 or 4, 5, 6 or whatever they send in the next bundle. Assuming, of course, the content's good enough to stay subscribed. I think there's enough so far. I mean, I think the real test will be when you start paying full whack for them. Because for a £5, the content we've got here is really, really good. Okay, let's look at the toys then. This is the fun bit. So first of all, we got this map. Ooh. That's huge. 1 hex equals 5 miles. So this is very much a campaign map rather than an encounter map. So I'm presuming this is going to tie in to whatever the ongoing campaign is. Neverwinter. I've heard of Neverwinter. So yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Again, pretty decent quality. Nothing on the back. Just red. But yeah, I like that. Not yet. We'll have a look at the figures first. We'll have a look at the figures before we do the dice. Okay, so we've got assembly instructions here. From the back of the acrylic sheet, push miniatures and bases through the protective film out of the acrylic sheet. Miniatures may be placed back into the acrylic sheet for storage. Peel protective film from the front of miniatures and bases and then match the symbol on the base to the miniature. And it says, do not force them into the base via assembly. So there's the acrylic sheets. So we have to push them out. Okay. This is exactly the sort of thing I would break, so... Oh, my acrylic sheet has broken. Oh, I think I've pushed them wrong way, haven't I? That's why. Pushed them wrong way. Too late now. There's your Elfie Archer. Don't seem to have a... Right, they all just seem more or less the same. It says match the symbol on the mini to the base with the same symbol. I'm going to have to move this away from the camera now and see if I can... Having a laugh. Right, that's the tiniest symbol you've ever seen in your life, is that? I mean, my eyes aren't what they used to be, but I think you'd be hard-pressed. Anyone to see that. Should have come with a magnifying glass. Right, that looks kind of like a triangle, so I'm going to say he goes in triangle. Nope. Alright, the Hobbit definitely, the Halfling, definitely must go in little one. Yeah? We're all agreed on that. No. Oh, it's because I hadn't took my protective layer off, isn't it? There you go. Always take your protective layer off. I mean, obviously, there's certain situations and, you know, don't listen, younger readers, but there are certain situations where you should have a protective layer and don't take it off until after. That's my advice to you. Okay, so that, yeah, that one looks good. So that's your little halfling. Right, process of elimination then. You know what? These are all the same size and same shape, so I am going to say that it doesn't matter which one goes in which, because I cannot see those symbols. Can't even get this. There you go. And you know what? We will not be putting them back on the acrylic thing in between games. This is it now. Right. Yeah, I can't see what symbol that's meant to be, so we'll just try. No, don't want to go in there. In this one? Yeah, there we go. That one works. There you dwarf. That don't seem to want to go in that one, so maybe this one. Ooh, I don't like that snapping sound. That doesn't sound good. Okay, that one don't want to go in either of them, just to make life fun. Let's try this one. Try it that way up. Oh, we might have a bit more luck here. Yeah. There we go. Just get some Yorkshire. Be right. Oh, that's only snapped, isn't it? Right, well, that's why it says don't push them. But I was not applying a lot of pressure there, I have to say. So be very, very careful. That one's gone okay. So that was clearly the right thing. I think what I mean, a bit of glue will fix it, but it's a bit disappointing, is that? Might email them. Anyway, so there we go. There's your miniatures. Yeah, we'll fix that. We'll get a bit of super glue. Okay, so let's get us dice. Don't come with a tin. It does say on the thing that each set of dice will come with a tin. But clearly this one doesn't. So what we're going to do is, even though we've got the cool foam, we're going to double up. So let's see what we get. Okay, we've got 7, we've got 2, we've got 13, we got a 5, we got a 3, we got a 1, we got a 70. Pretty nice shiny dice. Don't think they're as nice as last week's. Where's my D4 gone out of there? Probably fell over. Anyway, so that is issues 2 and 3. I think what we've all learned here is be very careful when you assemble the miniatures. But yeah, again, the dice are really cool. The miniatures are nice. Serviceable little standees. They'll do good for your encounters and everything like that. This one, you can go, yeah, she died. And yeah, the content of the issues looks really good again. I think we will get the next delivery, and I think we'll make a decision from there whether this is worth sticking with. But so far, it's been really good fun. So in the meantime, be very careful assembling your miniatures, but have fun playing D&D.